Welcome back, everyone, to episode 3 of the IBH podcast.
How's it going, guys?
Today, we're going to be talking about haunted attractions and this whole industry. But before we get into that, we're going to announce...
We have a little surprise.
Yeah. We're going to announce our theme for the 2023 season of Our Haunt.
Yep. We were kind of on the fence about this, like talking about if we should or not. We decided we should give the name out, or the name and kind of details, a little bit of details on our haunted house this year.
Yep. So this year, it's going to be called The Reaping. Last year it was called The Sacrifice. This year it's going to be called The Reaping. And it's going to be set on a farm. So it's going to be a nice old school theme.
Yep. It's kind of a takeover of a farm. We're not going to tell you what is taking it over. You can think about that. You could run wild with your imaginations out there and think about what it is. But we ain't going to give that out yet. A lot of it might be easy for some people, but it might not be for some people. But it's a takeover. Basically,
a farm's been taken over.
Yeah, this farm's been taken over, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't really want to spoil
the only details you guys get.
Yep, all you're getting is that setting is on a farm, and
the farm's been taken over.
A farm's been taken over, and it's called The Reaping.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you get. That's the end of the podcast. Thank you for coming.
We'll post it on our Instagram too. When we release this, we'll put like a little teaser photo with it, and
yeah,
that'll
make sure you follow all our socials too. All our socials are in our website,
and in the description.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into what this podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about haunted attractions, which is what we are. How it started.
Our somewhat of a business.
Yeah. What IBH Productions is, we make haunted attractions.
Yep.
So, you want to start us off?
Yeah. So, a little bit about haunted attractions. They're very popular.
Yeah. All over the world.
They're all over the world. every country, every state, province, everything.
I don't even know which country like it originated in. I kind of want to look that up.
Well, I know some countries don't have Halloween.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, they have different holidays than
They don't. I know a couple countries don't have like Halloween season, so like they don't have a holiday during October like we do. I don't even. This is kind of a stupid question. What does Halloween come from?
I don't know.
Isn't it?
Okay, I just looked it up, and the first recorded built haunted attraction was called the Spooner Ghost House in 1915 in Liphook, England. So England was
the first,
I guess. So it wasn't even here in the US.
I know they have Halloween there.
Yeah, obviously.
But I think the United States is probably the most popular one.
Yeah, that's where the biggest convention is held too.
Yeah. But yeah, it's super popular all over the country. There's so many big ones. Like you look at Penhurst Asylum and
13th Gate. Haunted Overload.
Mm-hmm.
Statesville Haunted Prison. Hell's Gate.
Penhurst. Did I just say that?
Just to name a few. Yeah, you said it twice, but just to name a few. Some of the bigger names out there that have been going for a while.
There's a couple big names out there.
And yeah, I think the U.S. most likely holds probably the best
the
ones in the
most.
country and the most.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
because I don't even have a breakdown of why, but it's
I think it's just it's a great United States is a great place to build a business.
yeah.
A lot of countries
Because
don't have
that's
that.
where people from other countries come to start their lives, and
Yeah,
tourists travel to go to these haunted attractions
yeah.
here.
And there's a lot of huge ones. I think the U.S. has the top, like,
Yeah,
all of
definitely.
them. They're probably the top 50.
Universal Hell, they probably get tons of tourists from other countries going to their
100%.
Halloween Horror
100%.
Nights.
That's what also makes it popular too, is the horror nights. Like,
Yeah.
you look at Universal and Canopy near us, and
I guarantee Universal and Canopy and other parks like that peak their guest count during the Halloween season.
100%, 100%.
'Cause
Oh,
there's-
Six Flags does it in all their parks.
All I said.
Imagine that, bro. Imagine being an industry of amusement parks all around the country.
An industry of an industry that's
Yeah.
pulling in all your guests.
All over the country. Six Flags is known all over the country. And you have a horror night in every single one.
Yeah, all the
Every
Universals. All the Universals have one.
Yeah.
Hollywood, Orlando. I know there's like a Tokyo one too.
I
They
think that's
all
what
are-
makes it popular.
Yeah, they're all carried by this industry that is attached to another industry.
Yeah.
Because at those huge amusement parks like Universal, the lines to get into those things are you
Oh my
sit in them for like 3
Jesus.
hours for like a 5-minute
Yeah.
walkthrough,
Well, yeah, when we went to
just because of how many people are there.
when we went to Canopy, we usually wait in the lines for
Yeah, a good like
An hour.
45 to an hour.
yeah.
But that's a small park. Like you look at that
Yeah, that's
compared to
super
any
tiny.
other park.
Yeah.
That's why. And it also
my
they only
God.
have like 6 haunted houses.
That was
Universal has
so-
like 12.
That was so fun when the three of us, when the girls went to the car and we just sprinted all the way to the zombie one.
Yeah, we went through all of them again.
Yeah,
That was
we
pretty
did.
fun.
We did all of the zombie ones. We did all of them again, like all the haunted houses again, and
Yeah.
literally there's no line, so we were just running
It
through
was-
the giant line.
Yeah, it was
getting
by
to the front.
ourselves. We were by
Yeah.
ourselves. Oh, and then I remember
There
one
was,
of the
there
actors.
was 5 of us. There was
Yeah.
5 of us. There was 2 friends of ours, Brady, his girlfriend, and me. I was fifth wheeling, obviously. But yeah, the girls went to the car, and we do it every year for Brady's birthday.
Yeah.
But we go every year to Canopy, and they try to change them up and blah blah blah. And it's kind of gotten boring the past 2 years. I said boring.
But this year they had brand new ones.
Yeah.
Which I was
so
surprised.
we went through all of them with the girls. Well, most of them, I think. Yeah, I think most of them. And we got through all of them, and then like the park was just about to close, like maybe an hour, and all the lines are empty, and people are just like pouring out of
And
them.
the actors
we
made
just-
us like take a different path. They're like, you guys get to go through the special path. And
Yeah,
we got
yeah,
right
yeah,
up to the front because there's literally
the-
0 people. We're the only people in the haunted houses.
the fast pass, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
They made it. We started going through the giant queue, and they were like, "You can go through the fast pass." I'm like, "Yes." I paid for this, and I get a free fast pass for a
I
couple
know,
of
right?
them.
That's our tip if you ever go to Canopy. Wait till
Yeah.
it's about to
Wait
close. You can fly through all of them.
But it was scary
It's a
because
life
we got to the zombie one, we got to like the city type one
Oh yeah, the
last,
apocalypse
very
one.
last, yeah, very last, and dude, they were like, yeah, you can go down the fast pass lane, and we got there, and all the actors started coming out.
Yeah, they started training us through all of them
They started
because it was probably the
following
last
us.
walkthrough.
Yeah, they were following us, making sure no one else was in it. and they were following us, and this guy was in my ear. This actor was in my ear. I was behind, and we were just walking through. And we like to do this because me and Brady have a great like horror type mind, so we like look around and see what they do, and we can kind of see if we can make it. Mm-hmm. But he was going in my ear the whole entire time. And at one point I turned around, I was like, really, dude? Like, and he started laughing. And that's me and Brady's favorite thing to do, is try to get the actors out of character. Oh yeah, we do that quite a bit. And he knows an actor there that runs like the clown one. Mm-hmm. And every time we run through, we like say his lines that he says, say his name, and yeah, we run through and we say his name, and he every year he comes up with a new line that he says. And I think Waffles was it this year.
Yeah.
1 second.
But yeah, those were some of our experiences with the haunts we've been to. The reason they're so popular is because I think, I don't know what it is. I think people just like the fact that they're getting scared. They like the thrill factor of it. It's so much different than being on a roller coaster being scared. Like, yeah. It's not the same as that type of feeling.
And yeah, we love roller coasters, but we love haunted houses and stuff, and haunted stuff way more.
Like, you get that feeling when you're at the top of the hill and you're about to go down. It's a completely different feeling when you're walking through a dark haunted house, trying not to get scared by people.
And you have that sense of like urgency, like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, but really they're not gonna do anything to you.
I think people just like it because it feels like they're in their own little horror movie come to life.
Yeah.
And they're able to experience what they've seen on TV.
My first year I went with you, I was like terrified.
Really?
I was so scared, bro. Like my first time.
Because you had never been in one, right?
I've never been in one. Yeah. And I was like, these are going to be my first haunted houses. And I remember it was a different guy this time. We went, my first year was us two and then one of our friends. Mm-hmm. And we went through them and we like ran around the park and it was fun. And we like joked around and we were messing with all the actors and stuff.
It was a good time.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. And like the cool thing is like meeting new people in line and stuff. Like we met a bunch of
groups. Yeah,
like,
we would
groups of people.
We would go in groups with other people because we were too scared to go in by ourselves. Just a group of 3.
And then, oh my god, we have to tell this. We went through one. It's called which one was it? The Village.
Oh yeah, we went with that little family.
Yeah, we went with this family, and they were like, in this haunted house, there's a fork in the road.
Yeah.
And
it's basically a corn maze.
Yeah, it kind of meets up at the end. Well, we like went through. They were like, "Yeah, we can go with you." And it was like a mom, a dad, and it was kids. Maybe a mom and a dad and 2 kids. And we're like, "Yeah, sure." So the 3 of us jump in their group. So now we're a group of 7, and we're like going through, and we're in the front, and we get to the fork in the road, and we look behind us, and they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone. It's just 3 of us now. And we hit like that fork in the road. We like kept going one way and they went the other way. They got away from us.
And I was like, that's when we started getting targeted because we were a smaller group. So there was at least like 4 or 5 actors on us. And they're all scared. They're communicating with each other and they were just on us.
They were, so they have this keyword. They most of the time they all have different keywords for different haunts. And they started chanting, "They're scared," and we're like, "Uh-oh, now we're screwed." And our friend, he was like, "Dude, can I get a high five?"
Oh yeah, and then he rips his chainsaw right up, and he books it, bro.
We didn't see the guy had a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And the guy takes the chainsaw off the barrel and rips the freaking pull chain, and that thing went brrrp, and we took off like Lightning McQueen in a race, dude. It was so fast.
That's
and
like the only one they've had where you can like actually run around.
Well, yeah, there wasn't a lot of people, and plus that was our first year when they were actually like pulsing people as much as possible.
Yeah.
Where now they push in like 16 people at once.
Yeah, that's why that's what they have to do to make the lines not be 3 hours long like Universal.
Yeah, and so yeah, we get to the end, and then we hear more chainsaws, and we got yelled at by a security guard for running once we got out, but like. Then we kept running, and the security guards all the way down started laughing at us because this guy was just chasing us with a chainsaw. And that was when the actors, like, roamed the whole park. So, like, everywhere you went, it was, like, you would run into an actor. And I remember this one time, the freaking bunnies. There's bunnies with chainsaws.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw him, and we were like, guys, we can't. We have to turn around, and we didn't turn around. We just kept walking towards it, and he looks at all three of us, and he pulls his chainsaw, and we start bolting it. Well, I, not drinking any water that day, cramped up so hard, and Brady and Xander took off. And they took off, left me in the dust, and this bunny was torturing me on this bench, and was pushing this chainsaw around my head, around my feet, whole bunch of stuff, and torturing me as my freaking quad is cramping. And it was the scariest thing ever. I thought I was gonna die, and then I was like, why did you guys leave me? But yeah, that was our first year. Very first year. That was my very first year.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy. It was a lot of fun that year. That was probably my favorite year out of all of them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that clean slate.
Yeah, I think that's probably the main source of popularity for haunted houses.
Yeah, is the scare factor. People like getting scared. Some people don't like getting scared. Some people don't like to admit that they're scared. Like, those are the tough guys that try to walk through and try not to show fear, but in the end, they end up doing so.
And me and you tend to do that. Like, we tend to walk through and, like, don't get scared. And, like, we'll jump a little bit, but we won't be like, ah! Like, screaming like little girls.
Yeah. Like,
we're usually the ones that just walk through. And
we're admiring everything.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, I think it was last podcast or maybe the first podcast. The first time I saw Brady show fear was at Haunted Overload, and the guy pulled a chainsaw behind him, and I looked back, and Brady's face was priceless. He was terrified. And
they got me good, man.
We got out, and he was like, I've never been so scared before. And, like, that's the first time I ever seen him, like, actually, like, terrified.
But, like, that place is good, man. I mean,
holy crap, that was really good.
They put you in your little group, and you're on your own till the end.
Just that group.
That 45-minute walk is all you.
45 minutes.
I can't
just
wait.
Your group.
I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, we gotta go back. We gotta go back, just the two of us.
I know.
Imagine if it was just the two of us.
When we volunteer there.
We're gonna get freaking tortured.
When we volunteer there, bro.
Yeah. We gotta see, like,
gotta start looking into that.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's talk about the whole industry now.
All right.
Of, like, how good it is. It's a good
yeah,
one.
Yeah. This industry, this horror haunted house industry, it's really good. Like, if you build good stuff and you do good stuff with it and you build your own, and, like, we're not talking amusement parks who are open 24/7.
Yeah, because they get funding for all of their haunted attractions that they put in.
We're talking about, like, Penhurst or Haunted Overload, or all the ones that you look up. All the ones that are just a haunted house built by a group of people who love haunting, scaring the crap out of people. Like, that's the type of stuff that is so cool. Like, you think about it and it's like, wow, like, these people are making something so amazing and they're making so much money.
I know.
So much money. And it's like, we're hoping to get that point at one point, and like hoping to get to a point where like we feel comfortable and we can throw up a wall without being worried to.
So people flying through it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, the walls at like Haunted Overload are like sturdier, so like if you run into them,
that one section, it's like it's just a little intermission in between scenes basically, and the walls are like, they gotta be like 45 feet tall. Like,
yeah,
there's that one
huge
section, giant black walls, they're massive.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's the thing.
Like the little village with the black people.
Yeah.
Like the cloaked people.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say that, but they were like cloaked out, like in blacked out cloaks.
And then there was
so
mannequins
scary.
that looked exactly like him. You couldn't tell
Oh
which
my
ones
God,
were
bro.
real, and you couldn't even see them either because it was pitch
The
black.
walls were so big.
I know.
It looked so real. It was so
That's the thing
mind-blowing.
that's the thing is like, another aspect to making a haunted house good is making people feel small, like making everything bigger around them so that they feel like useless.
Yeah.
It attacks a phobia that some people have.
And like you can do it with an acre of land. Like,
Yeah.
If
Like,
you
we're-
get an acre of land, like perfect. Like, you can build so much with just an acre of land.
I know. Like we're compacting our build into a, what was it, like 1,400 square feet, like that small.
1,400 square feet, yeah. Compared to an acre where you could get an acre of woods, cut out a bunch of it, and then
An acre is 40,000 square feet, and we have 1,400. So
Yeah.
imagine what we
Like,
could build in that.
we could build
It's
so much
crazy.
with that. And like our minds are so good at just putting
Coming
things
up with
together.
random ideas and making stuff
Yeah.
work. Like even this year's, our walls are going to be around 8 feet tall, maybe a little
Yep.
bit higher. So that's already taller than every human being. So
Yeah. It's going to be big and it's going to be scary, and most likely this year will be our last year at our location where we are.
because we're hitting that, like I said,
hitting
one of the
that
other pad.
peak.
Yeah, we're hitting that peak to what we can do without violating
In-
something.
Yeah, it might be a little over the top, but we're doing it, and we're going to try. We're under all of the circumstances, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we
We
don't
meet all
any
the
of
restrictions
Yeah.
or all the guidelines.
So it's like we're gonna
obviously.
Huh?
What?
What did you say?
I said we meet all the standards and guidelines
Yeah.
for everything.
But it's like, what are we gonna do after? Like, this is our 10th year, like our 10-year anniversary doing it, and it's like, what are we gonna do after? Because it's gonna take us a while. Like, we're not gonna be able to just
move on from this, definitely.
move on. Like, the next year, we're not gonna have land and something built already. Like,
Yeah.
that's not gonna how it's gonna work. Maybe we go back to year one, where you're just running around the lawn and scaring people, and change it up and tell people, like, listen, we're in the progress of making something big and better. We're just
Everyone
doing this
just has to have
just to make.
patience.
We're just gonna have to make it. We just gotta make it. We're just trying to make something good for you guys. So where year 11 is, year 11 of this, we honestly don't know. We don't know where it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
It could possibly be just us running around the lawn like the first year, and scaring people, and just basically tell people, like, our haunted house is coming. It's in the progress, but it's gonna take a while. Like, you gotta find land that's a good price, and You know, like it takes time. So after this year, most likely we probably won't have anything year 11, but we will still put on something that
everyone enjoys. And
yeah, exactly. And we're not gonna be like, we're not gonna
just
lie to you guys.
leave. We're not just gonna leave and
yeah,
stop.
we're not gonna lie to you guys and say, oh, we're gonna have another haunted house. We might, you never know, but we're not gonna be lying to you guys and be saying, yeah, you know, we're gonna build a haunted house and then it's just us running around the lawn. It's not gonna be that. It's either gonna be us just scaring you for fun, us passing out candy and just notifying you when it's gonna be done, or both, you know. Or maybe we put on like a little haunted house like we did year 9, you know. We throw a little haunted house together and do a little something, so we can still give you that fun side of things. But again, how many people are we gonna piss off this year with our haunted house? Which that could be the tipping point for year 11. You never know where it could be, because we could go year 11 and people will be like, all right, you can't do this anymore, because we're in a city that's probably the biggest in where we are from, so they have restrictions, you know, and we gotta follow those, because if we don't, then it's not gonna be fun. So yeah, basically it's a great industry. It's such a great industry, and everyone starts from somewhere.
Haunted Overload started just like we did.
Yeah, Haunted Overload, the owner says he started as a house haunt, just like us. We put up a little, put together a little tiny thing, and next thing you know, it
just takes over his life. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a lot of work when it gets to that point, but you have the funding and the money to build that stuff.
Yeah. Once you have the money, it's basically go time. Like, you can do anything with that. That's exactly what he does. He just builds and builds.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing how people can.
And that's gonna kind of shift us into another category here of like how much effort people put into these and how underappreciated it really is, because people are. There's more than half of the people that go to these that are just there because it's a haunted house. People aren't going there like us and like really looking at all the detail and seeing how stuff is working. They're not there for. They're basically just there to get scared, and they're going with a group of friends.
They're doing it for fun.
They don't care who put it together. They don't care how long it took to put together. They're just there. But then there's that little percentage of people that go who really appreciate the work that people put in. Like, this isn't just a one-day thing. You don't just pop up walls and turn out the lights and call it a haunted house. I mean, you have floor plans like you're building an actual building. People build actual mansions in the woods, like Haunted Overload. Like, how they're 3D constructing these just as you would a normal house.
And like, that's
putting it just for a haunted house.
And that's the thing we said after when we went to Haunted Overload and kind of saw that one, and we give 100% credit to Haunted Overload. Like, holy crap, they are unbelievable for being probably their top 50.
They're top
50.
They're top 5, bro. Top 10,
are they?
Top 5, yeah.
Well, like, mind blowing, and it's crazy how they can, and like, go check them out, look them up. Like, we give them all credit. We want to be like them. Like, their stuff is amazing, and it didn't take them 5 seconds.
They've been doing
45 minute
since
walk
before we were born.
Yeah, that 45-minute walk. That 45-minute walk is
years and years of their masterminds.
Not just 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't decide, oh, Halloween's pretty soon. Let's just throw up 6 walls and call it a day.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's just make a trail in the woods of this land we have and put some scary masks on and run around chase kids. Like, it's way deeper than that.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's building and changing, building and changing, building and changing. That's basically what the industry is. And it's a great industry to get into. And it's a great industry, but it takes a lot of effort to get into it. A lot of work, effort, money. It's not cheap. It really isn't. And we kind of faced that last season. And
even with how little we did, I mean, it's still a ton of money.
We did, if you go back to our sacrifice video, we did a small canopy, and it cost us quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
And we were surprised, but how it turned out was amazing, and we give ourselves 100% credit. Like, it was amazing, and we put on something that I couldn't imagine us putting on. And yeah, it was small. And
but
yeah, next year is gonna be better.
It's effective.
And yeah,
small,
our
but effective.
$1,000 didn't really come back to us, or however much we spent. I don't know the exact, but however much we spent, like it doesn't come back to us. It's what helps us is the fear factor on people's faces and the enjoyment people are getting from it.
Yeah, like
that we're getting back.
If you watch back the video, you hear all the people coming in and out of it saying, "Oh my God, this is the best house ever. This is insane. I mean, you guys are awesome." Like, that's what really is rewarding about it. That's what the real reward is about it. Is putting on this show for hundreds of people and just seeing them all satisfied with us.
And then when you get to a point where your industry is like making tickets and selling tickets and all this, then that money, you get some of that money back. And
me and my mom were reading
money
about that this morning.
Yeah.
We were thinking of, like, there's a company called Fear Ticket. It's 100% free to start. All we do is we sign up, we list our shows. People go on the website, they buy tickets, they take out 50 cents per ticket. We get all the rest of the money. That's how it works.
Nice. That's sick.
A ton of places use that too. Like, I don't know if Haunted Overload uses that one specifically, but they use one like it. There's other, I know 13th Gate use it, Netherworld uses it, The Darkness uses it. Some of those other big ones use Fear Ticket, and it seems to work. So we could possibly use that, and it would help us.
Yeah. And we're still...
There's donations also.
Yeah, we do donations.
That's what our only income came from.
Yeah. And, like, we haven't made quite a bit off donations.
We haven't made nearly as much as we put into it, but it's something. It shows people care. Yeah.
And it gives us that sense of, like, oh my God, people actually liked it, and they're donating to, maybe putting up a wall, They put money in so we can put up a wall, or
literally,
quite literally. I think we made about
around the same price it would cost for one wall. Yeah,
for this haunt, and so sense of like, wow, like we did something that helped people, and we only do it on Halloween. It kind of sucks because we want to do it multiple days.
That's why we're expanding it.
That's why we are expanding it, because it's not just going to be Halloween this year. We're going to do it the couple days before.
My mom said we could even start Friday into Tuesday.
Yeah, the one thing I'm worried about...
Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
One thing I'm worried about, and he already knows what I'm going to say, is we're so small, and we're trying to build a fan base that will help us expand something that we in the future I can't even imagine like how good it could be, and
it's
just how many people are gonna show, like how many people are gonna show, and like I want to be packed from Friday to Tuesday, and I want that, I want that to be that reason, but we're just so small, and our company quotes
brand.
there, it's not quite company yet. Our brand is tiny, and yeah, we have people like Brady's mom who is helping us find things, and
we have outside sources that can get our name out there.
Yeah, and we got like my dad who can help us with the structure side of things and building it, and
we have everything we need. We just need to, the only thing we need is to rely on our guests' attendance. Yeah.
So he already knew what I was gonna say because we've talked about it multiple times, and like Friday through Tuesday, like Tuesday being Halloween, like Tuesday's gonna be our
that's
popular,
5 days. Like, Halloween's obviously gonna be the most popular day out of all those.
Yeah, because people are walking around doing their thing, So yeah, it's a little sense of like, oh boy, like we want to get this done, like, but it's like, how many people are gonna really show up, and if they do show up, we don't want to just sit there for 6 hours and have like a couple people show up, and it's like nice, So it's like that sense, but we always try to keep a positive mind on this because we know that we're just small, and we are trying our best and try to show people that like we care, and like we've had people come up to us while we're building, and like last year we had this guy pull up on his bike. He was on a bike ride while we were building.
Oh yeah, that wasn't even, this was before Halloween, like our night.
Yeah, this was us just building.
We had a guy
one night.
come up and he was curious about what we were doing.
Yeah, he was like, I just moved here. I just moved into the neighborhood, and I have a bunch of Halloween stuff.
Yeah, he literally came up to us and offered us Halloween stuff, and he brought some.
Yeah, he brought a whole bunch of stuff, and it wasn't like a bunch of stuff, like,
but it still a
something.
kind gesture towards our work,
and we'll gladly take it. We could build a little bucket, and you guys can throw Halloween stuff in there, and we could use it if we need it. If not, then we'll like donate it or whatever. We'll do some act of kindness. We also talked about doing a food drive to give back to a homeless shelter or a shelter or a food, whatever.
Charities or something.
So we talked about doing like canned foods. So like people can bring canned foods and put them in the box, and then the box, we take the box and then we give it to food places, shelters. What am I thinking of? The food something. Oh, what is it called?
What?
It's a word that, it's a place that it's not coming to me. It's
that
like
collects
food something.
Food?
Yeah, it's just a place that collects food.
I thought you said a food drive.
It's kind of like a food drive, but it's not.
I don't know.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me. But yeah, we want to do something like that and kind of give back to the community, because we're doing this for entertainment, and we also want to give back and make people happy, and that's what our main focus is on. Is it takes a while to do this stuff, and it takes a lot of effort and a lot of money, and but we want to do something that helps people out. So if it's putting a box in front and kind of making people known, like, hey, we have a box out in front of our haunted house. If you have any extra cans, foods, vegetables, box of food, pasta, whatever, drop it off in the box and we'll give it to charity or a food court or whatever, food drive, and just give back. Like that's our main focus, is just to give back. Happiness, enjoyment, that's our main focus, and it takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, but yeah, it's been a long time coming, and we've improved every year. And yeah, this is our 10th anniversary, like I said, and we want to make it bigger and better and go out with a bang for our 10th year. And our 11th year we don't know yet, because we usually don't really talk about the year after, but who knows what it may be. We never know. But we're gonna give the best show, the best haunt.
The best version of IBH is gonna be shown this year.
Yeah, exactly. And then many years to come after.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically the side of our thing. But every haunted house goes through effort, money, and all that.
Everyone starts where we are, and evolves into a giant company and success.
Well, like look at Penhurst Asylum, probably one of the scariest and biggest and baddest haunted house in the country, and this guy just bought this old haunted asylum, and now has a full haunted house in it. Like, that's mind-blowing. But where did he come from?
Yeah.
He had that sense of urgency, like, I want to build a haunted house, so I'm going to save my money, unless if he was, like, rich or something. I don't know who was the owner of it, but if he was rich and he had that sense of urgency, like, let's build the biggest and the best haunted house in the world here. In
an actual
old
haunted
asylum
place.
Yeah, like, real haunted asylum used to be up and running, like, crazy. And, like, their stuff is so fun to watch, too. Like, if you go on YouTube and just look up, like, Penhurst Asylum walkthrough, their stuff is amazing. And they use all the stuff inside the asylum and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool. It's so cool. But it's a great industry. It is. Mm-hmm. And it's a really good paying industry.
And I just hate how nobody appreciates how much effort people put into it.
Yeah. That goes for a lot of jobs too, though.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just hire people to do something, and they're like, how long is this gonna take?
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna take a while. It's not gonna take 10 seconds to, throw a pipe onto the back of a toilet so it flushes. It doesn't take
Nothing
that.
Nothing works like that.
It doesn't take 5 seconds to put a outlet on a wall. It takes 30-40 minutes to put wire and outlet, or put a light in the ceiling, and it doesn't take that. It doesn't take as long as some people think it does.
Yeah, like even our layout, I've drawn up like our first draft. Even something like that takes longer, if not the same, as assembling it. Like floor plans and all that.
Yeah, the day after we drew it up. Like,
yeah.
the day
after last year's haunt, I started drawing the next year's one.
Yeah, and we've done it every year.
Yeah.
And like,
we get in the car after packing everything away, and we're like, "Hey, what are we gonna build next year?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do
instantly
to outperform what we just did?" Like,
and let's just say this year is like 8% 8 times better than last year's.
Yeah, it's
8 times, and that's like a huge
Oh,
number.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be.
I'm
so
excited
crazy.
too, and it's like I said, there's a lot of effort in building and
And running around town looking for stuff.
oh my Jesus, that's the most
That's one of our-
freaking annoying part.
That's our favorite part. Running around looking for stuff.
It is, but it's also annoying at the same time. Like going to freaking Home Depot to find wooden stakes, and they
don't have them at one
6.
location, so we have to go to another location. Then they don't have them, so we have to find another one
$16 on tolls.
just to get a $3
Just to-
steak.
Yeah, just to get like 6 steaks from wooden steaks from freaking Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, we like got to a Home Depot last year, and we're like looking around the outdoor section, and we caught this like worker just like sitting on his phone.
Oh yeah, he was out back
He
hiding.
was
watching
out
a
back
movie
hiding.
on his phone or something.
Yeah. And we walk out back, and like we found the steaks, so they were right next to him.
It's like,
And,
we only got like 4 in stock, and the ones that were in stock were like all rotted and terrible. So we. Had
I was
to
like,
go to
yeah,
somewhere
that.
else.
But luckily, he told us where we could go. Like he could tell us where, like the next store, how much the next store has in stock, and so like we drove around. We drove around for hours.
Mm-hmm. We ended up finding everything.
It takes us so long, hours and hours to get this stuff. It's not a 2-second thing, like we keep saying.
That's what
but
people
it's
just
not a
have to
2-second thing.
realize.
It's not a 2-second thing.
And another thing,
our haunt last year was so small, and it took us like
months of planning.
months to plan it and months to design it. Like,
and figure out what's
didn't-
going to be the best budget-friendly way to make walls or make this or make something where we had to make everything work to fit with our budget. We had to
yep.
draw out what everything was gonna look like. Like
In our what I was gonna say. Oh, crap.
like we showed up. We were dedicated to it. We showed up. We showed up on the weekend every weekend. Well, the weekend we started building, we
Yep.
showed up. We worked on it all day.
Yep.
And then we tested it by night. Like I remember we putting up the canopy and staking it down for the last time, because that was the time when we had to leave it up multiple nights.
Yeah,
and
we had to
we
leave
started
it up a
putting in the
couple nights.
walls. And I remember
Yep.
when it was just coming together, like how amazing it felt. Like we had
Yeah.
a layout inside
Oh my
of this
god,
tent.
it was awesome.
It was so sick.
And
To
like
just with no decorations, just to see the
And-
walls in it and have it set up.
we say it every year. Like only if Halloween was all October,
Oh my god.
we would be out there every day scaring people every day.
Yeah.
But I understand why it's only one day.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna have infinite candy for people every single day.
But I wanted to talk about like I said at the end of that conversation we just had, like people need to start considering like the people that worked on what they're going through, like, and people disrespecting it, like the super popular haunted house like Universal. They have people stealing stuff out of the haunted houses. They have people ripping off fingers from the props. They have people damaging props. Like, people aren't respecting what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, everything has to be screwed down. But that shouldn't have to be a problem.
It doesn't have to be.
But there are those
down.
people out
But there
there
has to be those
Yeah.
people who do it.
who think, oh, look at this. There's a severed leg on the ground.
I mean, just pick it up.
I'm gonna steal it. Yeah. It's just those people out there that disrespect it and don't think about what it went through.
Yeah. That's the frustrating part, is you want it to be you want it to be good and better, and when people disrespect it and make a scene and cause havoc and you have to step in and step out of character
try
and
to
say
show
something.
off. People try to show off or act cool because they're with a big group of friends. You know, you have to be able to control that and run smoothly through it.
And that's the problem with what happened last year is, like, our walls didn't, like, really,
They weren't the sturdiest.
they weren't the sturdiest, and we had a lot of people who were showing off with big groups, and they were just on PVC pipe, and, like, yeah, we should have probably made the walls a little bit wider, like, if we had the chance. But, like, it doesn't need to take someone, like, flailing their arms when we scare them to... It's like walk through the haunted house. Yeah, we scare you. You can jump. You can fall backwards.
But they
like,
over exaggerate it, and
but
it causes destruction.
If you cause
and
destruction,
even could injure someone. Like if
those
they're not
people,
careful.
Those people in there that are working it, built it, and put a lot of time and effort into it. And yeah, you're over exaggerating. Being scared when your friends are there, and it's frustrating to the people who built it and took the time and effort and the money to put it up and get it perfectly good for people who just want to go in there and look at it and check it out, you know. So it's frustrating how people can just disrespect it, and like you sometimes, like, a couple times last season when we did it, I had to step out of character and be like, guys, like, knock it off, like we don't need this. And like people were like pulling on the walls and
punching the
like,
body bags we had hanging, like they were like like they were.
I'm surprised though body bags didn't fall.
Those things actually stayed up, man. Like I thought
you layered them with 16 pounds of duct tape.
Yeah, I know.
But we put on something so cool, and when people come in and disrespect us and disrespect the stuff, it puts that sense of like, do we want to do it again? Like, are we just gonna get disrespected over and over and over again for something that we enjoy? But then you have the people who want to come trust. In, and like last year I had a dad who brought his kid in to ours, and I honestly, like, I was like, holy, like, he was like, wow, look at that, that's scary, and his son was like holding tight to him, and I was standing right at the entrance, and it's that sense of like, that dad is happy, and like his son, he's showing his son something, and like then you got the people who are making us mad and pushing us through the roof. And I had to tell Brady a couple times last year, like I had to whisper to him, like, make sure you're telling people to knock it off. Like, you can come out of character. You don't need to stay in your character.
That's why I told Lily at the front, like after the first time the wall slid down, I was like, tell people to not be doing that stuff, because it's not made to be pulled on. It's made to go around. It's made to avoid. Yeah. It's not made to run into.
And yeah, we also put a lot of fog in that, so I could see why people.
We literally, I remember at one point we had to stop the flow of people going in because I myself couldn't see anything in there.
I couldn't see or breathe. Yeah. I couldn't see or breathe. But the good thing is we had a good group of people, and Brady's girlfriend stood at the front, and when we told her to stop, she stopped and punched in a bunch of the flow of the people at. Stopped the flow, and we pulled their masks off and fixed the wall and kind of put it so it was back in session, and then we it
basically just fell, the pipe holding it up just fell out of place because it was up at a peak of it was up at one of the peaks of the, what do you call it? The pop-up tent?
Pop-up.
And it slid down because somebody like hit it at the bottom. The bottom of the wall, and it made the top of the pipe slide down. So when it happened, I was standing there, and it basically slid down to the left of me, and I was holding it up for the rest of that group. And then that's when I was like, hey, this wall's sliding around. We got to secure it again.
Yeah, so I ran to the front, and I told Lily, like, stop it for a second. We got to fix something.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's what was good, because if we didn't have that, we'd probably be screwed. Yeah. If we didn't have someone, like, pumping people in, we'd probably be screwed. Like,
yeah.
Like, we would.
Another thing
like,
I loved
panicking.
is when we took down the whole thing, you could see the layout of our haunted house imprinted into the grass because of how many people walked over it and matted all the grass down. So there's a little zigzag sitting on the lawn. Yeah, last time I went there, it was still there too.
I would imagine.
Yeah, because you have hundreds of people stomping around in the same area. It's bound to.
Yeah, we had about double what we had the year before.
Yeah.
We had 300 year 8, year 9. Year 8 we had about year 8 we had about year 7 we had about 100-200 people.
Mm-hmm.
Year 8 we had like 300 people, and year 9 we had probably 600-700 people, which is crazy.
It just keeps getting bigger. And this year, that's what our goal is, to have each night.
Yeah.
But it's going to be very difficult. We need the right promotion. We need the right weather.
I'm honestly
weather's a big
curious.
thing, dude. That's one thing we haven't really talked about.
Oh, yeah.
We get rained out a night.
We haven't had the best of luck with the rain.
Last year was good. That was I give Mother Nature props for allowing us to go through that.
Then let's hope she stays with it.
Yeah, hope she stays with us for this extravaganza.
That's the problem with fall, is like it's so rainy and windy, and
the weather's so random. It's cold, it's rainy, it's sunny, it's hot, it's windy.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And but yeah, it's mind blowing how many people
came to see what we made.
Yeah. And like, yeah, we're gonna try to see like if we can get like a radio show or a news channel. Or
that's what we tried last year. We tried getting the local news there. When we succeed this year, we'll 100% have at least some contact with them. Like, because there's not going to be anything
contact them.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna probably have to contact them and tell them like our situation and stuff.
Yeah.
And like but yeah, like we'll start the build, and then we'll see if like the news will pop out. And
once we start getting those views on our time lapses of us building this, that's when like we'll start getting the recognition. You know, something's cool is being built here, and people are gonna be anxious to see what it is.
Yeah. And yeah, we're very excited for this year. Like we said at the beginning, it's a reaper. The reaping. It's
a farm theme.
Farm themed.
It's going to be awesome.
It's like a little takeover. I'm not going to tell you what's taking it over, but you can imagine that yourselves. Yeah, so that's a little bit on haunted house stuff. Talked about it a little today, and we're excited that we got to jump on and do it today. We thought we were gonna go hang out with each other today, but
we decided. Well,
I decided that my body decided not to let me move my neck this morning, so I thought I was paralyzed. So that was a little hiccup in the day, and I didn't expect my body to give up on me.
So you got a kink in the neck.
Yeah, a little kink in the neck. From playing too much video games last night.
So we pumped out a podcast for you guys.
But yeah, it's Friday, April 24th.
March.
March.
You goober.
March. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, it's currently March 24th. We're going to have this posted tomorrow. And that's basically it for this podcast.
Yeah. Go follow our socials. We got Instagram, blanking. We got a website, all
TikTok.
of that stuff. Yeah, TikTok. Everything will be in the description down below. Make sure you guys go drop a follow for all those. Subscribe to our channel. Like, subscribe, comment down below what you want us to talk about.
Give us all the feedback in the world.
And give us all the feedback, because we love feedback on everything we do. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for coming to podcast number 3. It's been awesome series doing this every week. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace out, guys.